Hey y'all, thank you for stopping by Civil Graceful Home. My name is Angie. Today I want to talk to you about 40 and pregnant, and also the birth of our newest one. This is Mr. London Comfort Ahmed. I didn't forget his name. He's had his name forever, but it took me a second. Anyways, I've had a few questions from friends, family, people just asking me things like, am I gonna get fixed? It's my mother-in-law. I think it's funny when she said that. Do I want to have more? Is my body killing me? All these kind of things. Some of these questions make sense if you know me, because I do have an undiagnosed autoimmune disorder. I've had arthritis since I was 19. Nothing too crazy or anything, but still. My mom was diagnosed with lupus many years ago, and it's likely it's a possibility that I have that, but I don't have enough markers, like all kinds of things. So anyways, so 40 and pregnant. Oh man, I gotta tell you, I don't know that my problems came from being 40, because I am older. I'm not in great shape, but I'm not in awful shape or anything like that. But there were a lot of things that happened during my pregnancy this year. For example, we were in a car accident that was not fun, and so that was quite a bit of jolting. And while, thank the Lord, everything was okay, our baby was okay, I did have quite a few strains, sprains, all those kind of things that come when you get jolted in a car accident. And then I fell in our yard. I was walking, like, no joke. It's not that unusual because I am pretty clumsy, but I was just walking and I fell. So I ended up in the emergency room again, and they actually thought I broke my ankle, but it wasn't broken. It was just really bad sprain. I have a bone spur. I've hurt my ankle so many times. I have a bone spur that tries to compensate. That bone spur has been broken more than once, from what the doctor said. And so that's what they were seeing, but my ankle was not broken. Let's see. Oh, my other one's awake. My other little one. Good morning, yeah, baby. How are you? Huh? You want to come over here with Mama? Mira? Tulip? Tulip? Do you want to come over here? Come over here. No, she wants to come up here, this way. With a less. Do you say hello? Hello. This is my little Tulip. For those of you who don't know. Hi. She's very sweet, and she loves her little brother very much. She loves her older siblings very much too, but you know, this one's brown, so. Anyhow, man. So car accidents, ankle problems, you know, typical first trimester stuff, and not a big deal. I was on the McKenna injections. For those of you who don't know, McKenna injections are steroid injections they give you, or not steroid, I'm sorry, hormone injections they give you, in hopes that it will keep you pregnant longer. And since I had this one at 29 weeks, they were, you know, it's good to be on the side of caution. At the same time, I was diagnosed with, I can't remember the name of it, it's awful, but with, it just, last time when I gave birth to her, they told me that I carried something naturally in my vaginal flora that made women more susceptible to preterm births, which would, if that's the case, would make sense, because I have, at the time, 4 children, 3 of them were preterm. So I had, my oldest was 34 weeks, my second oldest was 34 weeks, my third, which is my older daughter, she was born at 40 weeks plus 3 days, so she was fine. But then I had her at 29 weeks. So, thank you. Thank you. Ready? Okay, rub together. Yes, very nice. Thank you. Okay, but leave it alone because you did it once. That's all you need right now. Okay, so then they treated me for that and said that hopefully that would not cause any more problems. And I don't know if that's the reason that I didn't have him early, but I did start the McKenna injections, but after a while I stopped them because I was so sick. I was just dropping weight. Like, it was just crazy. I couldn't eat anything. I would be okay for like a day or two, and then I would get so sick on the Lord's Day that I would just end up sitting in our vehicle just trying to sleep it off because I couldn't handle it. So that was awful. So after a couple months of that, I think I probably did that for at least 2 months. Can you please get off the table, baby? Off the table. Thank you, ma'am. I love you. After, I love you too, baby. Off the table though, okay? You know that's not for your bottom. Don't touch that. So I stopped that. I stopped the McKenna injections. I'm super thankful that I didn't have doctors that gave me a hard time about it or anything. They were very understanding. They weren't pushy, which is my concern because in the past I've had pushy OBGYNs. So, but they weren't. They were not like that at all. And I'm so thankful. So, McKenna injection, super sick. And near the end of my pregnancy, my back went out. And I was painting his crib. Actually, I was waxing it. And my back went out. And went off for a few days. And then eventually it was okay. I contracted probably for a month before I had him. It was really awful. So I ended up in the emergency or the labor and delivery a couple times. And while they were real contractions, he was transverse. So that means his head was under the left side of my rib cage. No, ma'am, put that back right now. Put it back. It's not for Tulip. No, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So his head was underneath the left side of my rib cage. And his butt was underneath the right side of my big rib cage. And his legs were folded over basically in front of his face. And so his spine was what was facing downward. And his head was facing up. So that was going on. And so basically because he was like that, there's absolutely no pressure even anywhere near my uterus. So I'm sorry, my cervix. So sorry. So that was not fun. God bless you, baby. That wasn't fun. And then I got COVID. And I was just, this is all near the end of my pregnancy. We got COVID. I started to think maybe I was getting sick the day before Thanksgiving because I had a little cough, and it was just like I won't say it was annoying, but it was just a little cough, and it just came out of nowhere. And by Thanksgiving, I didn't feel that great, and I honestly thought I had a head cold because my head hurt. I just had an awful headache. I felt sinus pressure. My eyes were killing me. My ears were, where you couldn't hear correctly. It sounded muffled, and so my ears were just, it was awful. Then my head started feeling better, so I thought maybe I'm feeling better, but then my back started hurting, and then I started feeling sick in my stomach. I couldn't eat anything. Everything I did eat, I would throw it up. It was all kinds of madness, right? So, all that to say, I don't think I had anything to do with being 40. I'm sure if I didn't have all that stuff, I probably would have felt much better. But there were just crazy things that just kept happening during my pregnancy. It was an interesting pregnancy, to say the least. So, I don't think being 40 and pregnant is that bad. I think it was just all the other things. I did not get fixed as my mom. I just think it's funny. as she puts it, because I told her I wasn't a dog. But it's lighthearted. She's a wonderful woman, and I know she's just concerned for me getting hurt. I'm not a young spring chicken anymore. No, ma'am. I do have other problems. I am overweight, but I am generally healthy. I am. I'm super thankful for that. So, didn't get fixed. Don't plan on it. Tulip, no, ma'am. I know. Thank you. You leave it alone for Mom, okay? You're welcome. Thank you. So, yes. 40 pregnant, I didn't think it was that bad. I think it was all the other things. That's the gist of it. I don't know if I will have any more children. That's really up to the Lord. If He wants me to have another child, then that's amazing. If not, then I'm happy with that too. I've got 5 babies, 3 adult babies, 2 little babies. I don't want to be unthankful, and I don't want to feel like I don't have enough. I do. I am so thankful. Sorry, I had to pull the curtain. I never thought something would be too bright. So, okay. Now, not my pregnancy, but giving birth. I had London on Christmas Eve. He was a scheduled C-section, not to my desire. Like I was telling you earlier, he is transverse lie, and he basically was that way my whole pregnancy. My doctor, my favorite doctor ever. If you live in Missouri and you're in the Springfield area and you need a fabulous OBGYN, Dr. Leonard is amazing, and I'm super thankful for him because he was very patient with me. He, like I said before, he wasn't pushy. He knew I did not desire to have a C-section, and he did what he could on his end he even tried to turn himself, which is not, it's not comfortable. It does hurt. And he did move a little bit, and then this little bugger just popped right back in place where he was comfortable. Why he was like that, I know there's usually reasons for it. I don't know. I did what I could at home on my end to try to get him to encourage him to turn. I did what's it called, spinning baby. I did the rebozo. I don't know if I said that right. Stretching, like just anything I could possibly do to encourage him to turn. It didn't happen. He wasn't having it. He didn't care. Having the C-section was very hard for me to swallow, and even in the midst of it, I was crying because I was having a C-section. But the Lord was very kind to give us amazing doctors, medicine, technology, all those things. And so I had to really pray about my heart because I wasn't getting what I wanted. Anyways, so we got a Christmas Eve baby. We did spend Christmas, Mr. London and I spent Christmas in the hospital with very wonderful nurses, and even my Dr. Leonard, Dr. Leonard was also there to check up on us. And so it was hard. And just to be clear, I didn't want to have a C-section because, no ma'am. Hey, no ma'am, you can go around. No ma'am. Thank you. I did want to have a C-section because while I didn't feel like I have any problems, because I was 40 being pregnant, I don't know about healing. I wasn't sure how I would do healing being older. Not, like I said, no spring chicken. I was more nervous about that because, you know, we do live out in the country. We do have a little homestead. I do a lot of homemade things. We have animals that we do take care of. We don't have that many right now. We don't have a lot to do outside at the moment. We have a pig and we have 2 kittens, and that's a whole nother story. But it is a walk to the barn. You got to carry the water. She weighs more than he does. So my husband's super sweet. He takes care of the animals every day, even though he has to go to work. So I'm thankful for him. He takes care of all that for me outside. And it's been a week and well, I don't even know. Oh, today's Tuesday. So it's been a week and 5 days since he's been born. Thursday will be 2 weeks. So I'm not feeling too awful. The first week was super hard. I basically thought I was gonna die because it just hurts, right? It's a major abdominal surgery when you get a C-section. I didn't want it. Even though I know it's wise, even if you give birth vaginally, to really stay off your feet for at least a week to let your body rest and heal. I am a bit of a person who needs to be on the go. Oh, you need your watch here, baby. Who needs to be on the go. So especially with Tulip was preterm. And so I was in the hospital every day with her. So I was just on the go, pumping every 3 hours and all those things. So when you give birth vaginally, I'm not saying you should get up and go and do what you gotta do. But I found it's easier. That's all I'm saying. When you give birth by C-section, there's no chance in that. So I feel for all the women who have to have C-sections. I took him to be weighed when he was a few days old, and the nice lady in the office who came and weighed him and all that good stuff, she told me, she said she's only had C-section births, and she always thought the women who gave birth vaginally were rock stars. And I told her, ma'am, no way. I said, if I had to choose between a C-section and giving birth vaginally with no medication, I would choose giving birth vaginally with no medication every time. Absolutely. Just for clarification, I have had 2 births naturally, no medication, and 2 with, and then a C-section, which obviously they dope you up. Well, they numb you up. They don't dope you up because you're conscious and all that good stuff. But so I would definitely choose that. I don't know any woman who would just be like willy-nilly, oh, I just want to have a C-section because it's awful. It's no fun. I don't like it, and I'm thankful for a sweet husband and a wonderful church that just has been providing for us by way of meals and just kindness and prayers. And my husband, who you're still super emotional, who's very patient with me, even though I'm not probably very easy to be patient with, which is probably the definition of even patience, but super thankful. So this is Mr. London Ahmed, born December 24th. He weighed 6 pounds, 15 ounces. Oh wait, I'm sorry, 6 pounds, 14 ounces. And he, 21 inches long. He's kind of small. I thought he was going to be much bigger. Not because I was bigger. I didn't gain any weight my whole pregnancy. All I did was lose weight because of various reasons. First trimester sickness, McKenna shots, and COVID all made me lose weight. So I weighed less by at minimum 10 pounds. So than I did when I got pregnant. I know, weird, right? But I still thought he was going to be bigger because of the size of my other children. My first one was 6'1", and he was 6 weeks early. My second one was 6'11". He was 6 weeks early. My daughter, who was full term, I said she was 40 plus 3. She weighed 7'1", and then even my 29 weeker, she still weighed 2 pounds and 15 ounces, which I think that placed her somewhere around the 89th percentile for her gestation. So she would have been a big baby too if she would have been full term. So I think, but now I don't know. So I just expect if I had my 3 preterm babies full term, they probably would have been bigger. My daughter in general, my daughter Jordan, she's just a small thing. She's 5'1". She's not very big. She's just the petite thing. So it makes sense she didn't weigh that much, I guess. My boys are big boys. They're 6 foot roughly, probably around 200 pounds, something like that. If my boys see this and they're like, I don't weigh 200 pounds, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure you do. I thought you did. So anyways, I have big boys. Well, okay, this is our little chat on 40 and pregnant and the birth of my sweet little London, he's getting a little cranky, I guess. He probably wants to wake up and nurse. So that's what all he likes to do. So all they like to do right in the beginning. So thank you for stopping by Simple Graceful Home. Yes. Where we talk about and learn about caring, creating, and cultivating grace in our home and all around. And if nobody's not sure what grace is this shirt even says it. I like the shirt a lot. The grace is God's undeserved, unmerited favor. So that just means we don't deserve his favor. There's no reason he gives it to us apart from that's what he wants to do. Praise the Lord, because I don't deserve it. All right, thank y'all so much. I hope to see you next time. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about if you've been 40 and pregnant. What was your experience? Was it difficult? Did you feel like it was more difficult? And so everybody knows, just a real quick note, all my other children were born by the time I was 20. So I was very young. So I don't have it to compare to the middle. I'm just like pregnant, young, pregnant, old. That's it. So, all right. Thank y'all so much. Have a great day.